He's a real big dude.
This will also give us a nice look into like the colors and why maybe they're not, some are not as good or whatever, you know. So white's top common. Doesn't really have one. Maybe this is why I don't draft white much. I mean, I guess it's bound in gold. I mean, what could you make a case for? You could make a case maybe for this Valkyrie. You could make a case for bound in gold. I don't know if you could ever make a case for Shieldmate, Oracle, or Raptor. The rest of them all, like, I don't mind it. I don't mind the 2/2 lifelinker. I don't think it's like white's best common, though. I don't know. Champion. Yeah, I mean, sure, it's playable, but basically, I don't know what's white's best common, but it's either like a pacifism effect or like a decent creature. Iron Verdict? I don't know. It hasn't been great. You can make a. I don't think you can make a case that Iron Verdict's better than Bound in Gold. I don't think. Like you can make a case that this is the second best white common over all these other creatures. I think you can make that case. I just didn't list it because I think Bound in Gold is definitely better for the removal spell. I think this is probably definitely better than Iron Verdict too. But yeah, Scald's a good card. He's been much better than I thought he was going to be. I like him. I just don't think he's a top common. I don't know. White looks really weak when I look at it like this. I'll go on to blue. So blue certainly looks better than white today. Like, I mean, blue's top common. Again, I really don't know. I, I don't think it's Augury Raven, honestly. I think it's Bergstrider or Behold. That's kind of the way I see it. I think the Mistwalker's probably fourth behind these three. And everything else is kind of crap. I mean, like you kind of like one of these, you kind of like one of these. Stroke is good, but how early can you pick it? This is okay. Like I don't know. Shore might be underrated. I don't play it much. I'm sure it's at least good in like the slow blue green versus blue green kind of matchups. I mean, if you could argue any of these like four, I guess, depending on what your curve is like. But I'm talking like if I'm pick one, pack one. I don't know. I probably take the Behold, pick one, pack one. If that's the way I'm looking at it. If I'm already in like a giant deck, I'd probably take Berg over it. The four, no, not really. No, I mean I play it in my deck sometimes. It's filler, undesirable filler. I think. Like I like it better than the Yeti and the Draugr and the Hawk and stuff. But no, I mean it's okay. It's probably got decks where it's kind of good at. I'll say that this has been way worse than I thought it was going to be. Way, 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 way worse. I have not liked Wither Crown much either. I mean, Feed is probably the top black common. I like this Berserker a lot. I like Gifts a lot. I'm pretty happy with the Disciple. The Priest is good. Kennel Master is good, and Jarl is good. I don't love this pet, but like it can be okay. I've been beaten by it before. I don't mind playing a recruiter. You know, as far as top commons though, like I can see people not liking Feed if they always want to play Snow, if that's one of their preferred decks. Like they'd take like a Priest over it or something, just something that doesn't cost double black. I don't think you're ever first picking many of these cards. Yeah, I mean, Village Rites can be playable. Like some decks that'll probably be good in, or you can side it in when they have a bunch of like enchantment creature removal and stuff. Yeah, no, I mean This card's good. This card's been good. Skull Raid's been a lot better than I thought it was going to be. No, I didn't see it. I mean, for the commons, I could. I'm not going to save them or anything. It'll be pretty fast if I just kind of line them up. I mean, sure. If I'm going to line these up, I'll probably put feed first. And this is my order. I can see it, you know, it's rough order. Got you, got you. Throw you down here. You're around the same area. You're around the same area. I like you, probably. It's probably more like that. Kennel Master, you're probably in that area. I guess I put the pet like here, because I don't ever play it. 3, 6, 11, 12, 13. This is all of them. This was basically how I would do it. Like this, 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 this. Those are pretty. This guy actually is probably for me more over here. And this is probably a little ahead of the Raised Dead. Honestly, these might even be all together. This looks about right. So I'd say this is first, but I don't love it if I'm aggressive. It's a weird card, but it's still good. Because if I don't know, I don't always have enough black in my aggressive decks for it. These are the better three, I guess, in my mind. Although you can't play with so many of those. Priest is good. These I like all these 6. This guy I like in a lot of my decks. These are like kind of filler that I don't mind. This guy's kind of in his own pile because normally he'd be filler that's bad, but some decks I kind of like it in. And then all this stuff is stuff I've played, but I kind of hope not to, or like is going to be. This is almost in a build around pile too, where like sometimes I might actually want it. All this stuff is stuff I'd probably rather not play. The pet I could be wrong about. He's more of a wild card. He could easily be up here or something. And then this is just garbage that I don't want. This guy, I thought he might be okay. I think he is okay, but I never find room for him. You could put him here instead. I don't know. Berserker? I mean, he's just better than all these other cards. He's a 2/2 for 2. He's an elf. He's a berserker. I mean, I'm telling you what the card says. Like, but those things matter. If you put an equipment on him and he dies, you get a 2/2. If he ever gets blocked by something, like let's say they block him with a 3/3 and you gifts him, they're losing their 3/3. He dies. You get a 2/2. He comes back from the gifts. So like they just get blown out huge there. I just think you need 2 drops, and there's not a lot of them, and he's one of the better ones. Obviously, he doesn't just come down and solo win the game or anything like that. He costs 2 mana. But I spent enough time on this. I don't think I'll do all that much again with the next colors. This thing has been awesome. Just awesome. This thing has been better than I thought it would be. More along the lines of pretty decent filler. The Hulk has been great, especially in combination with the Cavalry. Demon Bolt's very, very good. Run Amok is awesome. Frostbite has been worse than I thought, but still good, especially in your slower decks that want to stay alive. But if I'm an aggressive slanted deck, I would rather play like Run Amoks and such than the Frostbite. Squash has been great for me in the decks that want it. The Helm obviously was just fine. This thing is okay. I don't boast it that much. I honestly don't know if I like it more than the Berserker even, which I would have thought I'd like it way more than the Berserker. It trophied. And I didn't talk about these two, which are cards I'll play, but I think I need a specific deck for them basically. It's so contextual to rate them, but I mean, you got to rate Demon Bolt first. I can do the red ones maybe a little faster. Probably would put Squash second, this guy third, Run Amok fourth. But like, it depends what you have. Craven Hawk would be somewhere near in here. He's kind of better than this, probably. Maybe the Helm's around in there with those guys. This thing's probably somewhere in there, but you're going to pick whichever one you need, you know? Frostbite could easily be like probably here, but if you're not the right deck for it, you'll know if you want Frostbite or Run Amok. They're basically opposites. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't mind doing it a little bit. I'm not gonna pick every card, I guess. I just want to make sure I don't miss one that like should clearly be ahead of some of this other stuff. The rest of it's kind of junkier. You can play a Hoggy Mob. I don't like Vault Robber. You know, this is fine. I don't mind playing one, but it's down here. Similar with this. Some decks might want it to help splash. And then, you know, these cards are fine sometimes. I just don't know. This is roughly red for me, which is looks like the strongest color really out of what we've seen so far to me. Yeah, green looks like this is like there. Like to me this is second, but it's like this, you know. This is so good. Uh, you know, the troll's nice, the frost is nice, but it's probably I'll probably like the sculptor more than those two. Vandal. It just depends what your deck wants to do, but normally I like these more than the Vandal. This guy's somewhere around in the Vandal range, maybe under the Vandal. I might underrate the Vandal a bit. I don't like him much. I tend to like the 5/5 more. This is probably around in here. Probably on its own tier. I think I like it more than the Seeker. Maybe not. I like Snakeskin Veil okay. Oh, the Lindworm. Lindworm's at least here. Something like this, probably. Broken Wing's a sideboard card. Oh, this gets it. This is fine. It's at least here. And you go like crap, crap, crap. It's pretty much crap, but whatever. Like this is crap that you can at least put in your deck and block with. It's not as bad. You'd probably put like you'd have another pile here with the broken wings and the 4/2 basically. Packmate. Where is it? 19. He's hard to come by. I try not to pass him if it's not too late. Yeah, let's do that for a second. While we're in commons, list view. Cavalry, Run Amok, Craven Hawk, Struggle, Squash, Demon Bolt, Raider, Packmate. I mean, I said I like teamer colors. You can see, I guess I do. And then what's at the bottom? One Bounding Gold I've taken. One Valor the Worthy. Not much of this stuff, huh? Only 4 Yetis. I don't like that as much as most people. Same with the Hawk. Does white have better uncommons? Not especially. Not especially. I mean, this is this even what is this? I've never seen this. Is this a real card? I don't think this is a real card. I've never seen this either. Or this. What in the world? All right. Well, anyways, I wish I could filter that shit out somehow. Um, yeah, I mean, if you're talking about like, the Clarion Spirit's going to be my pick for the best one, and then Usher's good. But I don't even like to like dive right in on a first pick Usher that much. This Shepherd's been good. Yeah, he's got to be the best three, I guess. Nothing else even seems very good. Yeah, white uncommons look bad. Do I have the What about not collectible? Oh, that didn't help. That hurt. That's a fast trip down the white uncommons. Blue. Blue uncommons look a lot better than the white ones. Glimpse is great. Avalanche Caller is great. Amulet's a good one. Real good. This Arcanist I'm coming up on a little bit. It's a lot different than I kind of originally I looked at it as one of those things where you have to have a pair. It's much, much different than one of those things where you already have to have a pair. Like, I forget what the cards are, but it's like if you have two of these, you do this or whatever. All you have to have done is drawn one of your pairs. So if you have two pairs in your deck, if you have two ofs, all you have to do is draw one of your four cards for it to be turned on. He might be right. It's insanely good. He could easily be right, and I think this is one of the best. But this guy's a lot better than I thought. Obviously, he doesn't compare to like Glimpse, Caller, even the Amulet or the Pillar. I think Saw It Coming has been great. Absolutely great. Yeah, you just have to draw one of the two. It's much easier to trigger. And Inga's pretty good. Rune of Flight you can easily play. It's a fine card. This Augur is definitely deck dependent, and I've had it miss a lot in my decks, but it's even desirable for a deck, I feel like. To rate these, it would be even hard. Like, there's a lot of good ones here. Like, sure, we'll give this guy first. I'll give this second because I like it so much. I guess I give this third. I mean, maybe that order. Like, I don't know about these two. I like both of these a lot. Inga's certainly strong. This thing's fine. Fine. That's 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this. Maybe somewhere like that. I mean, like, they're all good, basically. They're all pretty good. Whereas the white ones were like 3 I thought were okay. Black. I've yet to play this card. I've never opened it early. I don't think I own 0. Yeah, I own 0 of this card. I'm going to read it first. It's good. I just don't have any of them. I also have 0 of this, and I don't see that all that much. I think it's okay. I don't think it's the second best, but I think it's okay. It's maybe around a rune territory for me. This guy I'm not wild about. He's fine. I don't take him very highly. Same with this. I don't. I think I like this one better. This thing's pretty poop. Probably around in there. This at least I think could have a home. I'll put that up there just because I think it can have a home a little bit more. And then the helm I would put second, I guess, or the berserker. I don't know which one of these I like the most. I think I like the berserker more personally. But Black's kind of meh. Not great, really. Again, I have zero of them. I've just had it blow me out before, so I can kind of respect it, but I've never got the chance to play with it. I've never had it stuck in my hand. You know what I mean? I could certainly see it being real awkward. Yeah, I haven't. I've never had it, so I've never had a chance to take this early when I wasn't already committed to colors like blue red that would never want to splash it. Like I just never see it. I don't know how to do gold cards on here. We'll say the red uncommons don't look great to me. This has been way worse than I thought. Way worse. It's hasn't done much for me. It isn't competing with much though. This is worse than it for sure, I think. I think the hammer it just depends. Like these are all like do you need a 2-drop or do you want the hammer? This thing's okay. This thing is probably I don't think it's great, but it's got to at least be there. Yeah, the red uncommons look like shit. This thing's probably about right here. Sure, I can put crush up here with this guy. Like depending on what if you're aggro or controlling. I don't know. Roughly something like this, but that isn't. There's not much to it. Red looks like shit. Green uncommons are looking nice. Looking real nice. Gotta go here. I don't even know after that. It's close. I'll probably go this next, then this, then this. This is don't know about those. Oh, there's path too. Path is nice. It's gotta be down here at least. This thing was okay for me today, like U level at least. The rune is pretty good. I just never end up in a deck that wants it. Most of these are decent. I don't see any of them that look like real cards that I don't think are good. Like these two are fine. I thought this was pretty clear the best one. I'll also say that unless you're in a snow deck already, Outrider, the real Outrider, I've had not much luck with him. I feel I like all three of these better than him. I do think he might be next on the list of this whole pile, though. It's probably more like that too for me with the rune. I like this stuff more. I will say, unless you're heavy snow already, that I would just take the 3/3 common that draws a card over this. And I would take the 3/3 common that draws a card over anything else here always, I think. I keep getting these hands with this fucking Outrider where I like have green creatures but a red snowland or like red creatures but a green snowland. I don't know. It is good. Maybe I underrate it a little bit. I could see it be. I still don't think it's going to be better than the Spirit very often, but it could have a pile certainly above these two, and you could maybe interchange the. Like I don't think that just because these are in a row of their own, they're all fairly similar. I just think that in general, I would pick. I actually don't even know if I'd pick Blizzard Brawl over Finn in general. They're probably. I don't know. I'd flip a coin. Probably think it's like this, but it's close. It's not like the commons where the one is way 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 better. I don't know if it's pretty good. Yeah, it's just a 1/3. It trades with anything. These the decks come out real slow. Like it's a nice. I don't know. I like it. Sure, it's not great. It's but none of these are great. They're all just nice solid cards. Yeah, I don't think that like one tier is way above the next. I don't know if there's going to be. I guess I can just look at the gold cards. I mean, they're all pretty good, right? I just pull them down and then look through them. Well, they're not all pretty good. There's too many. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not doing this. I'll just. Arnie's been pretty. This guy's been awesome. Arnie's been pretty good. I haven't played this, but it's beaten me twice now, and I think it's good in the right black white deck for sure. I think it's actually very good, but you have to have a very specific deck that wants to grind a lot and loop stuff around and stuff. But this card's a pain in the ass. Obviously, this is great. It is what it looked like. It's very good. I don't think I've yet to play this. I have zero. It's been decent against me. Sometimes it hasn't been that great. Probably a little worse than I thought it was going to be. But I'm sure if you're green white, you play it. This seems awful to me. This is a very, very, very good. Very, very good. Harold's quite good. I'm coming down a little bit on Invasion from where I was, but it is good if you get like Bergstrider, like the right deck for it. It's good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I don't like this. I don't have a lot of Cole experience, but I think he's pretty good. He's beaten me once real bad. I like Nico Defies Death. I like the card. I don't think that blue white deck is very good though. I've had two versions I thought were quite strong, and they did not. They both went 2-1. I do think this card is good. Narfi's just awesome. This thing is somewhat awkward and I don't think amazing. I feel like Maha is super overrated. And I had that deck with two of them today that trophied, and it was very good in there, but I don't think it's like some mega bomb. Like, I mean, it's good. Double white though is a huge cost a lot of the time. There's not a lot of heavy white decks. And if it ever comes down and like you're at all behind and they just kill it, it did nothing. It dies to all the removal, and it's like a 5 or 6 drop. Like this is at least gonna be big when it comes down. It's not gonna die to like a red burn spell. I don't think this is a real card. Spell is great. Vega keeps underperforming. Obviously, it does good. I don't know. Weird. Vega, like, you need it to come out early, or else you're gonna have already cast your foretell cards. And if it comes out early, it usually just dies. So you have to run up against like another blue white deck or like a green white deck or like somebody that just didn't happen to draw a removal spell, and then it can go nuts. But usually it just kind of doesn't do it for me. Then I draft the stack around it. It's not that. It's just that it dies. Like if you want to compare it to this thing, it's a lot easier to like play this thing and then a shock, or play this thing and then a bolt in the same turn and get a card off of it. It feels like to me than the bird. I mean, there are some things you can do real cheap with the Hotel, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it might just be that the other cards in blue white aren't affecting the board, but when I play blue red, I'm like play a creature, then play the. But where I'm doing this, it's like foretell something. Oh, foretell something else. And then I've done nothing until I play Vega turn 4 or 5. That doesn't work. And you just run it out turn 3 and they shock it sometime or whatever. And I don't know. Hasn't been great. But if it lives, it's awesome. Very pretty unimpressed with the Trickster Heist. And then the 3 Seasons is okay, but I don't think I play it very much. I'm getting tired. I will do a quick look at the rares. Not even sorted by color. Just mentioning if some of them seem better or worse than I thought. Noticeably better or worse than I thought. I'd say this is noticeably worse than I thought. This is not easy to get going. Noticeably worse. I don't know what I rated this, but I don't think it's great. It's probably worse than I thought. This is as bad as I thought it was. This horse, I don't know. I don't want to shit talk my horse just yet, but he might be a little worse than I thought. He's still awesome. He's still a 3/3 flash flyer, if nothing else. Blood in the Snow, I'm pretty sure I thought was fucking awesome, but it definitely is. I think I said this was trash. It's not trash. It's also not treasure. It's somewhere in the middle. This is probably way better than I said it was. I'm not sure if I read it right when I did the set review. This guy's a little better than I thought, probably. Um, this thing I thought was awesome, and it is. This is better than I thought it was. I never thought it was bad because it's a 4/4 for 4. In my mind, though, you had to use a removal spell. I didn't realize it was like they block your fucking creature and you get it. So this guy is way better than I thought. He plays out way better. This is going to be worse than I thought. He's very good early in the game. You play it turn 2, it's awesome. I've played it, and then I drew it in the mid game, and it was an 0/3 that just did nothing. Chariot's great. I don't know what I said about Chariot. I know I liked this, but this is probably the best rare. It's not mythic. This thing's just great. Kraken's pretty bad, I think. I think Graven Lore is probably worse than I thought it was, but it's still good. I just don't think it's like a bomb. I still don't know what to make of King Narfi's betrayal. It's pretty bad on turn 3, but it's pretty good later in the game. This is obviously great, like I would have thought. I don't like Maskwood Nexus that much. I think I said it's something I'd have to play with when I reviewed the cards. I don't think I like it much. Showdown's amazing in an actual red white aggressive deck. Just amazing. Realm Meter's very, very good. I understand it now. I didn't before. I knew it was good. I said it was good because Pop Tart liked it, but it's very good. I don't like this card. I think it's pretty crappy. And both of these cards are great. I likely didn't understand that this triggered for all berserkers, and I don't think I understood that like this could deal like 8 damage or something if you had 2 and it wasn't like my thoughts on reflections. I don't like it. I never liked it though. I hate it. It'll do something some of the times, and it might be fine in certain matchups that are slow, but in general, you got to pay 5 mana for it, do nothing on that turn, then cast a creature and get a copy of it. That's basically never going to be worth it the first time. You pretty much have to do it twice to make it good. And if you think that you can do that, I mean, maybe if you go right into a 6-drop, it's worth it, kind of. But what are you're naming Lindworm or something? Like, I mean, it's tough. I don't think you're going to get to just chain it a lot if you go right into a 6-drop. I don't know. I don't like it. You have to take turn 5 off and then probably get 2 triggers from it. So. Yeah, I mean, I sure. There's not a lot of like great. What I'm trying to get at is like, I guess what I'm trying to say is if you're going to take turn 5 off for this to only trigger like one time and be good, you got to have a great 6-drop to follow it up with. And even then, I don't think it's almost ever going to be. But So basically you're looking at taking turn 5 off and then casting 2 things afterwards to get your value out of it, and I just don't like it. Vanifer Artifact, I don't like it. I mean, maybe in some weird deck you'll play it. But I wasn't trying to rate all the cards again. If you want to know what I think of them, and I didn't mention it, it's in my set review somewhere. This thing is better than I thought. Still don't love it. But it did play out better than I thought. I don't like the trolls much. I don't think I liked it in the review. This guy is worse than I thought, I think. You don't want to boast him very much in your aggro deck. Just want to keep adding to the board. He's fine. You'll play it. He's a 2/3 death touch for 3. He's fine in an aggro deck. He's still good in a slower deck because he's a great blocker and he can go tutor your card. He's good. I just thought he was going to be awesome. This thing kind of sucks, I think, now that I've played with it. You're never going to get the mana back in a snow deck. It's hardly ever going to matter. Colorless mana. I don't know when you'd have to cast it. And it's a sorcery and it's double red. I don't even like it anymore, really. It was fine in my mono red deck, but it's still just worse than Demon Bolt because it's a sorcery. What's the flip side of Throne of Death? Egon, which I don't think is great. Kind of how I said before. It's fine. That's it. The Mythics I'll look at because there's so few of them. They're probably either going to be awesome or shit. Awesome. Probably better than I thought. Amazing. Awesome. Great. Fine. Great. Other side of one. Great. Deck specific. Probably best in Elves. I picked for best card in the set. No one's ever cast this against me. I said it was crap. I don't think it's crap. I didn't realize you got one on every turn. I still don't think it's amazing. But I haven't even had it cast against me or anything. This thing is good, but man, blue-white's been rough. It's hard to splash. It's train wrecked more in my decks than I've helped me with. I've taken it and then just started to draft green mana fixing. And next thing you know, I'm picking up some red removal, and my deck's all over the place. I've sold all my copies, but I did draft some. This thing's probably not that bad. Better than I thought. Quakebringer's great. Marshall, whenever I've had, it's been a 3/3 for 3 flying, which is fine. And I played against a guy with green white with he had plenty of changelings. He just remove a changeling, boom, everything gets +1/+1. This card was amazing in his deck. Kicked the shit out of me. So this card's got huge upside in the right deck. This might rival Kaya. I don't know. No one's ever cast that against me, and I've never had it. Sword, a great. Halvar, great. Tybalt, great. I beat it today somehow. Also worth a lot of money. I don't think it's as good as Kaya, that's for sure. Toralf, great. Tyvar, kind of meh. Vorinclex is really fucking good too. So, and the best color, I don't know, man. Go back and watch what I just did. I can't narrow it down like that. Probably, I don't know. I really don't know. But those are my thoughts on the cards. Yeah, it does. And sagas.
He's a real big dude.